Welcome, rail fans, to another Fogg and Flange video.
Howard Fogg. So, who was he? Artist? Graphic designer for American Locomotive Works? Illustrator for magazines and books? Collaborator with Lucius Beebe? War hero? The answer is all of the above.
Drafted into the Army in 1941, at the age of 24, Howard volunteered for training in the Army Air Corps, and he was commissioned as a second lieutenant pilot in November 1942 for combat in World War II. Assigned to the 359th Fighter Group, United States Air Force, at East Wrexham, England, he flew 76 combat missions in P-47 Thunderbolts and P-51 Mustangs. He was awarded the Air Medal with 3 clusters, and the Distinguished Flying Cross for his bravery and success in battles. But perhaps it was Fogg's relationship with railways and the American Locomotive Works that are most important in this discussion.
But first, a little about American Locomotive Works. Since this video features only one single locomotive, an ALCO RS-18, we felt that the time was right to say a few words about this legendary company, and their diesel engines, and especially the 251 family of engines. The 1800 horsepower RS-18 was manufactured by the Montreal Locomotive Works, and originally built in 1958 as CP-8786. One of 72 produced for the CPR. Its prime mover was the American Locomotive Works designed 251B V12 engine. Beginning in the 1920s, before which American Locomotive Works locos were exclusively steam-powered, the company purchased diesel engines from McIntosh and Seymour of Auburn, New York, for use in experimental diesel-powered locos. In 1929, American Locomotive Works purchased McIntosh and Seymour, operated it for a time as a subsidiary, and then the McIntosh and Seymour name eventually disappeared with the diesel engine manufacturing being included in the parent company. The 251 family engine design was very robust, and some continue in use to this day. In various configurations, Model 251 family engines powered ships for the United States Navy, ships for the U.S. Coast Guard, railroad locomotives, stationary power plants, and even this vehicle which needs no introduction, and which can carry 18 million pounds. When originally introduced back in 1969, the crawler transporter was powered by two 16-cylinder American Locomotive Works Model 251C engines, the same family as powered the RS-18, but a different version of it, each of which produced 2,750 horsepower. This pair of American Locomotive Works 251 family engines, recently replaced in a comprehensive upgrade, powered the massive machine for more than a half-century. But let's talk more about Howard Fogg. After the war, Fogg became the design artist for the American Locomotive Works in 1946 and began designing the livery of their locomotives. Designs in the 1950s were influenced, in part, by developments in the aerospace industry.
In that period, styling in North America took a decidedly futuristic turn when it came to cars. It was all about the portrayal of speed, of power, and about flight and rockets. And such stylistic influences were by no means limited to automobiles. Now take a look at the company logo, which very likely had its genesis back in the time when Fogg was with the company.
There is every possibility that Fogg had a hand in designing the American Locomotive Works logo. Perhaps it is completely his creation, although I cannot say for sure. And the American Locomotive Works logo clearly influenced that of the Montreal Locomotive Works. Fogg is perhaps best renowned, however, for his amazing ability as the artist who created what many believe are North America's most beautiful railroad paintings, done in both watercolor and in oil paint. His work extends to calendar works and to postcards. Waiting times to buy his works were measured in years. He has been referred to as the Dean of American Railroad Artists. His paintings are known for their accuracy and realism. He painted until his death in 1996. His ashes are spread along the Union Pacific Railroad tracks on Sherman Hill.